So we're going to follow the soft mounting principle with this fairing. One of the issues you run into with hard mounting stuff is that when you go off road, there's stresses that get transferred to parts that maybe weren't intended to have happen. And on top of that, especially with mini bikes, if you have metal brackets right over your handlebars and you smack into something or somebody else, that plastic is just going to break and you are going to be tumbling over big metal horns, gunning for your innards. So what I've done here is come up with a way of attaching it that really applies to damn near anything that is set up with like front end like a motorcycle. So for something like this, you really don't need a lot of tools, but you definitely need patience because cutting through the Lexan and the plastic is tricky. If you don't have a headlight, you're going to need to get a headlight kit like this one here. If you're having clearance issues or you just want to be stylish, or both, you can take the tape and put it down on wherever you're going to cut, especially if you're doing it over the Lexan. Put your tape down and then draw your line and then peel it off and you mirror it on the other side, and that's how you get both sides that'll turn out even. You definitely want to put down a bunch of tape over the windshield before you start cutting it, and you want to go slow but make sure your blade is going fast. I left a little bit over the edge because I thought that that part was gonna hook onto the brake line. So I'll probably go back and clean it up. It's relatively easy to do. You just have to be real careful with how you're cutting and pay attention. And the way that I cut mine was so dangerous, I cannot put it on the internet. So responsibly cut your pieces. But that aside, we cut our 2 channels that are gonna sleeve over the part of the fork that is applicable. Drill your holes on either side of your channels where there's plenty of meat on the plastic to grip, and take your paracord and weave it through, and then tie a couple knots on the end of each of them and heat it up with a lighter and mush it down. It's quiet and that's where all of the pressure will be, and since it has a little bit of give and the zip ties don't, as this takes like abuse, the paracord can really take it. Once you've cut your channels and you figure out where you want to go, you mount your paracord, and now you have a hinge, and from there it's just a matter of figuring out how the mounting points interact with whatever you have. Now I use zip ties because it makes it very easy to service. You just pop and then the whole front end comes down. Really is that easy. You can make it harder on yourself if you want to, but you really don't have to. It's amazing how much the paracord can take in terms of abuse, and I mean, I'm falling off this thing so hard it's leaving my t-shirt prints in the sand. When you're done with that, you paint it up nice, or whatever you want to do with it, but it really is that easy. I hope that this helps. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'm on Instagram. Tag me. If you do this, tag me. I'd love to see that this like resonates with people and they do it and they make cool shit. So if this was helpful for you, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and most importantly of all, suck a daisy.